Hi everybody, Justin here from Game On. Um, I'm 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 going to talk about a slight moral ethical dilemma that I have, and that is it might be something that I'm totally overthinking, but I wanted to see what you guys had to say. So I'm up on Tabletop Simulator right now, okay? And this is a good chunk of my mods list. I have a couple pages worth of mods that I subscribe to on Tabletop Simulator. And a lot of these mods are I mean, all of these mods are really cool. People go in and painstakingly model certain things. One World, I hope to do a whole video on One World one day, because that is a really cool mod for you to have if you want to run any type of RPG on Tabletop Simulator. But this is where I'm kind of having a bit of a moral quandary with myself right now. And I'm going to pull up Twilight Imperium. So I'm just going to load this up. And as it's loading, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about board games and assets on Tabletop Simulator. It's going to take a little bit to load everything. There we go. So tabletop, let's just set it up this way. It doesn't really matter to me. Tabletop Simulator has the ability for people to make and import games into it so that you could play, which is awesome. Like, here is a full-on, like, literally everything that you need to play Twilight Imperium. I think this is 4th edition, and that is pretty cool, right? Like, you would think that that's a really neat option, and it is. But here's the thing: I don't own Twilight Imperium, and here I am able to play it just completely and completely free. I paid for Tabletop Simulator. You can get it for not for free, but you can get it for super cheap. It's all usually on sale. Sometimes you can get it on clearance for like $3. And somebody went in and painstakingly imported all of this stuff. Like, somebody went into either Unity or Blender or something and 3D modeled these things, and made it so that you could play, with your War Sun and everything, and it looks like how it would, for the most part, if you're playing it in person. But here's the question: I'm playing this. I could be playing this with my friends, but none of us would have to pay for it. And I guess my question is am I taking away somebody who spent a lot of time at Fantasy Flight to design this game, make sure that it works, and not buy their product? And I know that sounds like a weird situation, and a lot of you might just say, oh, screw it, it doesn't really matter. But, like, to me, I'm one of those kinds of people that, if my work is being used somewhere else and I'm not getting credit for it, I feel kind of bad, And I don't know if this, for me, is morally right to do. Now, let's open up something else. We'll open up Scripts of Catan. Now, here's something a little bit different. At one point, I did own Settlers of Catan. So is it okay to own something that you own physically? I think so. Like, I think it's okay to have this version of Catan if I owned the real version, because that meant that Mayfair, they get their money still, and I get to play this game with my friends virtually. But here's the other thing, is that this is completely scripted. I don't know if I can show you anything I don't know any scripts off the top of my head for this particular game. But like, let's take a look at this. This is a scripted page. So somebody painstakingly went in and made the code to make this so that I can read the rulebook. And I don't know if that makes it a derivative at that point, and if it's no longer like Settlers of Catan, because they call this Scripts of Catan. It's scripted. And some of these games, let's see, what can I pull up here? Like these Space Marines, I don't know if these guys are going to do it exactly the way I want them to, but like I don't have to go, whatever. I don't have to go and buy these things from, my local game store. I can play Twilight, or Twilight. I can play 40K. Right here on the table with my friends and not have to purchase anything. I have a 40K table and everything set up, so if I wanted to play, I could do that, and it's all scripted, which means that some of these models, I can't show you here because something's being weird with my objects, but some of these models you can click on, and like if they die, they can play an animation for them dying, and they can play an animation for them shooting. I wish I had a better way of showing you. Maybe this one will have some. But at that point, here's my question for you. Is that a totally different thing then? Because somebody went into the Unity engine or Blender and they made it so that you could play with these guys, and some of them will have animations. Again, I don't think I pulled up the right animation, the right table, but like all of these guys have this weapon skill, ballistic skill. This looks like it's set up for what, 7th edition right now. But like somebody went in and painstakingly made all of these so that we could play with them online. And I don't know if that makes it a derivative work, or if I'm stealing from Games Workshop. And like I said, some of these guys have, dang, I wish I could show you some of these minis through certain tables that you can download on the workshop have death animations, shooting animations. So it's kind of like playing with animated figures. And at that point, the Warhammer figures that you buy and assemble can't do that. So is that its own different thing? And I don't know. Like it's a tough call. I tend to use these minis not to play 40K. I actually used a lot of these minis in my Traveler campaign I ran because I liked the artwork, and I like to have 3 new models for my players. But sometimes I don't know if playing with something virtually that I don't own that is stealing money from the parent company. I know that I'm probably making myself, I'm overthinking it, but like I have where is it? I have Eldritch Horror. Now I own Eldritch Horror, and I have some of the expansions. So like I don't feel bad about this because I physically have this on my game shelf. I don't have. There's one expansion here I might not have, but it's this board. I'm pretty sure I don't have, but I could delete it and not play with it. But like, see, for here I don't feel that bad because it's just like me giving my board game to a friend and letting them borrow it or something. Like I can join this game with my friends online, and it's like I brought the game to them because I physically own it. So I don't feel as bad about it. But what if I didn't own it? Is it wrong for me to play with this game with my friends if I don't own it? And I never paid for it. This is completely free. But again, somebody went in and made all of this. So I don't know if that means that it's somebody's passion project and you basically are no longer playing a property of Fantasy Flight's Arkham Files, or if you're playing the property of somebody who went in and made all of this. Like, someone went in and put all of this together for us. And I just don't know if it's their work now. Now, you could argue that, like, hey, you play this game on Tabletop Simulator and you go, boom, I'm going to buy the game. And that's actually what happened for me. What did I buy because of this? I bought Pandemic Cthulhu because of Tabletop Simulator. I played it on Tabletop Simulator and I said, I need that game. So I bought it. So this is kind of like a cool way to try games before you have to buy them. But then again, we also have a whole bunch of board games that people might have that they don't own. And I guess the ethical dilemma there is, am I stealing from the company? Is that a pirate thing, or is that considered like a derivative work and you can be okay with it? And I don't know. So, I'm not... I know this is a little bit philosophical for a video that we normally do, but I just wanted to put it out to the community. I want to see what you guys have to say. I try to only have things that I can physically own, or I do physically own, or I have physically owned. And then I also, I try to have like stuff in my workshop that I couldn't get anywhere else, or just completely made for Tabletop Simulator, like a lot of the minis. So I'm just trying to avoid any issues with that. But again, tell me what you guys think. I might be overthinking it. I thank you guys super much for watching. Stay tuned for a couple of weeks because we got a big special video coming out. I hope you guys have a great day, and remember to always game on.